Welcome back, world. It's your boy JaVie, and let's get into pop. It's culture.
Culture.
Yes, let's do it. All right, so today I just have one question. I know everybody has seen the footage of the Blue Origin shuttle that went up and was in orbit or in suspension, we shall say, for about 14 minutes, and it housed some famous people. First, it housed Jeff Bezos' wife was on there.
Right.
But the order of people were Lauren Sanchez, Carrie Ann Flynn, Amanda Nyan, Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Aisha Bowe.
Gayle King, I love her.
Yeah, so the footage
she was
shows...
about 60.
The footage shows them... the footage shows them weightless in outer space, just kind of like enjoying it. They were freaking out. They were happy. Katy Perry had a daisy, and she was like looking in the camera like she was about to tear up, like the world was ending. But then they touched back down safely. And when they stepped out, I noticed that Gayle King and Katy Perry both kissed the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So here recently, within the last week, they have been bringing up this one question, because it was mentioned that, like, since they did this, they're astronauts. So my question to you all and to the audience is, do you feel like they're astronauts now that they've went up for 14 minutes and they didn't even really like leave Earth's orbit or anything like that? But do you consider them astronauts knowing that they did that?
Nah. Facts over feelings, like I was saying earlier. Facts over feelings. The fact of the matter is there's a process to becoming an astronaut. And just because they grabbing random people, random celebrities to go into outer space, and they're questioning that because there's video footage of the door opening inward, and no door opens inward. It's supposed to open outward because of the pressure.
Right.
And so now there's a conspiracy that they really didn't even go out into space. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But no, they're not astronauts.
I is.
So, and I am too, but I seen the same thing. I was wondering about that, and not even that, but they're
He said, and I am too. I know it's
good to know.
But so you have different layers to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You have the troposphere, which is where airplanes and the most highest mountains are.
Mm-hmm.
You got the stratosphere, which is like hot air balloons, weather balloons, stuff like that. Then you got the mesosphere, which is where certain satellites and asteroids or comets be. And then you got the thermosphere, which is where the northern lights is. And then you have the exosphere, which is where most satellites, the ISS and all that. And you have the outer space. Okay. I think they actually only went up to either the stratosphere or the mesosphere. So they didn't even go. They went to the edge. They didn't even go to the edge of the atmosphere. They could just be weightless for a little bit. Like, my thing is, and what was the scientific thing for that? It's just the tourist thing that I understand they're trying to make big or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of better ways you could use that money, because it cost them like millions and some hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Come on, hundreds of thousands.
You know what I mean? So like, you could have took that and done something better for the country for that.
Trying to be cute, but do you consider them astronauts?
No, I said that. No,
oh, okay.
No, I said that. I don't, because, like you said, astronauts, they go through training. There's a scientific reason for them to be up there.
There's a lot that goes into.
You know what I mean? And so, and not neither one of them went up long enough and even went up farther enough to even become an astronaut. So,
that we're into.
I will say they have experienced what it's like to be extraterrestrial.
Nah, I guess. But I mean,
because they were so far connected from everything. Anything could have happened that they would have been gone forever.
Right, they wouldn't have known how to handle it.
Yeah, so I don't consider them astronauts.
But there's flights that goes up to like almost the stratosphere that so people can experience 0G.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So they could have just done that instead of paying that bunches of money just for a PR
I mean,
but that's just me. I mean, whatever. It's
what does America think? Is the question.
Yeah, that's the question, America. What do you think?
so. I mean,
That's the
yeah.
bigger question. Because I mean, for real, if I sat in the cockpit of a
because
airplane, am I now
social media is
pilot?
torn. A lot of people are calling them astronauts because they did experience something like an astronaut would, and nobody else in the world has. And then the others like, no, they're not astronauts. They just experience what they want everybody else to experience.
And then you got some that's saying that the video of Katy Perry is fake.
What video?
Listen, hands to win.
There's supposedly a video of her in it being like floating around or whatever. They said her hair doesn't float right with the way she's floating. I don't know. I still ain't seen the video.
These video analysts be giving me a whole too much.
I know,
I'm telling you,
but I haven't seen the video. I still have not seen the video of
that
them
video.
being in the
I have
cockpit.
not either.
Which I think if it was something that they did, you
I
think you would
know-
want video of that.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's her holding the daisy or the lily, or whatever the hell the flower is that she's holding, and she's like twirling it, and her hair's starting to float up, and she's like smiling, but her eyes are like big, and she's like about to cry. It looks like, but
See, I haven't seen that one.
yeah.
No, go ahead. No, I don't have nothing to say.
No, say because this is the
No,
time.
I'm like, no, that was a whole different thing, like Katy Perry.
Yeah, like my thing was, what was the purpose of it?
So eventually, this is the other debate.
So this was a test.
Yeah,
There was the lab rats.
Yeah,
for
this is
test.
the other debate about it. They're trying to find a new level of tourism. So they're saying for this amount you can
Another
go
way
up
to take your money.
15 minutes up and see space, and then or not really space, but see what it's like up there, and then come back down.
I mean, if they
And
doing
then-
all this, are they expecting to give us more back on our taxes? Or something?
Right, exactly.
You know,
But they're trying
At this
to.
point-
So that makes them tourists. Then it's a tourist attraction, so it adds to the
I get
debate. But
$50.
they're not astronauts.
I would pay more to see Beyonce than I would to go up into outer space. Cause honey, baby, what happens if I don't get paid? At least if I go Beyonce, I know I'm coming home.
But I mean, it's also
People went up there and got stuck for 6 months and
They're
wasn't
not
expecting
gonna
it, or
let-
however long they were stuck up there, and they were in the space station.
well,
and
there's
Elon
nobody.
took it up there.
There's
took
no-
the one
Let
up
them,
there.
they let them just float around.
Yeah.
There's no way they'll be able to take people that far.
You gotta be. You gotta
Like,
be
They trying to
trained
get people on
deal
Mars.
with
Let's
that.
be real.
It's kind of like one of those rides at Kings Island that just goes straight up and then goes straight back down.
Yeah, and I will say straight down.
Made,
On
So-
the-
and we're talking about mental health as well, because it's different when you're on the ground and your expectations are, ooh, I get to go out in space, but when you really out there,
Yeah.
it's like being out in the middle of the ocean and you look around and you don't see no land. You're like, ooh, oh, this is real. And that's how it
and
is
then
in
you
outer
come back
space.
down and you like the everything doesn't matter. Then you got
right.
serial killers out there just killing people because they're like, okay, none of this matters.
Right, all you thinking about is when y'all gonna bring us back?
Yeah.
Because you looking, then you
I
see
think
the
that-
earth away from you, like, ooh.
I think that all 5 or 6 of these women need to be quarantined for a couple of months just to make sure their psyche is
Right.
where it needs to be. That's what they do to astronauts when they've experienced
There
that.
it is. Yeah,
They want to be astronauts so bad.
They go through a rigorous training.
Yeah,
all those
astronauts are out there
things.
longer, but y'all just experienced some shit that nobody else has.
You
The
gotta
president
deal with
hasn't
being
even
weightless.
experienced that.
Anti-gravity and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the only people that's experienced that is people that have been trained for that.
I'll go up there with a group of females.
Just because y'all did a little laps on the treadmill and a few breathing treatments, doesn't mean that you qualified to be an astronaut. But y'all need psych evaluation.
You know what? If I went up there with a whole group of females, think about this though.
Look,
I could create my own Mile High Club.
look, you got to be. What do you say?
This will be the 100,000 mile club or whatever it is. That'd be different.
What do you say all the time?
You gonna get this work.
Yeah, you gonna give him that word.
Yeah, outer space, inner space, over
Yeah.
space. It don't matter.
We gon'
You gonna get
we gon'
this work.
sex walk on
Oh,
outside
baby, don't
and
be
shit.
scared. I got you. Jacob. Oh my God, why? We don't have to do this. Shut up.
Getting in their inner space.
You gonna open the closet and be like, babe, look at this. It's a conjoined
Yeah,
suit.
look what
Both of us can
anti-gravity
fit in
does.
this.
You'll love it.
Both of us can fit in this. Matter of fact, we just gonna take the
Yeah.
pod out tonight.
Just think of
Stargate.
That would be the only thing, man. My sexual prowess.
This look.
It just would just get me up there. You
Well,
going up there? Hell no. How many? Oh, it's 5 women. Oh, I mean,
Well, this subject just got completely derailed.
yeah, I'm a dirty old man.
All right. Well, we have given our opinions on the subject, and I think that they were all justified. We all said, "Hell no, they're not astronauts."
Yeah, they're not
And
astronauts.
those are our opinions, but I know America has other opinions. So y'all let us know. We're gonna wrap up this mini episode with Pop Its Culture and go over into Cha Cha Star of the Week. So y'all stay tuned, get ready, and I hope y'all enjoy your upcoming week.
Mm-hmm.